Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for a Friday edition of News at Noon. I'm LINDSEY KOVACEVICH.
A winding, tree-lined road, peaceful. An image that was shattered by a crime so graphic, it became known across the country and the world.
The Christmas season is almost here and Beaumont police are dedicated to bringing some cheer to children who might not get gifts during the holidays. A separate study is underway to possibly close 3,600 post offices across the nation. Caution tape lines the streets outside the Walls unit here in Huntsville, where Lawrence Russell Brewer is scheduled to die by injection. Beaumont police are looking for a man they say is armed and dangerous after firing shots at officers during a foot chase.
Pictures of scantily clad women on coupons, homes painted in distinctive blue and white patterns, a jewel-encrusted grill with letters spelling the word pimp.
A very flamboyant, in-your-face lifestyle.
If you do see sand on those overpasses and on those surfaces, he says please drive carefully and don't brake suddenly. The murder of 13-year-old Crystal Jean Baker in 1996 is just one of the many cases involving young women who may be victims of a serial killer or killers. 45-year-old Kevin Edison Smith is charged with capital murder in the girl's death. Investigators have pegged him as a person of interest in other murders along the I-45 corridor between Houston and Galveston. Could he be linked to some of the cases from the killing fields?
Just off Interstate 45 south of Houston is a small to mid-sized industrial town called Texas City. If you're not from Texas, you might drive by the town without a second glance. Most of the people work at refineries and chemical plants. They make news when something goes wrong there. In 1996, something else made news.
Last time that anybody saw her was about 1:30 in the afternoon.
It was March 5th, 1996. 13-year-old Crystal Jean Baker went missing after she had used a phone at a convenience store to get a ride to a friend's house.
That same afternoon, after she was last seen at 1:30, her body was found over here in Chambers County.
Baker was found under the Trinity River Bridge off Interstate 10. She was beaten, strangled, and sexually assaulted. With no suspects, the case went cold until years later, DNA evidence was uncovered.
They were able to detect DNA or a semen stain on the dress.
And that's when this man, Kevin Edison Smith, entered the picture.
Some time goes by, and later on, Mr. Smith gets arrested in Louisiana for a drug case, pill case. And the Louisiana law mandates that you have to give a DNA sample. So they took his DNA sample, and the normal processes, they inserted into CODIS also as an unknown person being added, and just pop and matched.
Smith was working at Motiva in Port Arthur in September of last year when he was arrested and charged with the murder of Crystal Baker.
At some point in time, his DNA came in contact with her dress. That's all we can say for sure that we know.
Stephen Taylor is Smith's attorney. He says in order to prove capital murder, the prosecution has the burden of showing Smith killed Baker intentionally while sexually assaulting her. But the defense also carries a burden.
I believe the family contacted Quanell X and asked him to counsel with him. And after Quanell X counseled with him, we have this statement that comes out.
Smith wants to take back the statement, and his attorney is hoping prosecutors can't use it against him at trial. But Crystal Jean Baker and Kevin Edison Smith may be only two parts of something much larger.
Along this stretch of Interstate 45 from Galveston to Houston, dozens of unsolved murders involving young girls. Are some connected? Police believe they are, and they may have a certain person in mind.
Do I believe that some of them are connected? Absolutely. Do I believe there's one person traveling I-45 for 35 years killing all these girls? Absolutely not. That's insanity to even think that.
Now with Smith's name on the radar for the Baker murder, Lieutenant Tommy Hansen says Smith has become a person of interest in other killing fields cases.
We know that chronologically and geographically, he was from our area. He had lived and worked in the area through some of those years.
Lieutenant Hansen is with the Galveston Sheriff's Office. He's devoted much of his career to solving many of these cold cases. This board serves as a reminder of why he wants to solve the crimes, why he wants to talk with Kevin Edison Smith.
Common sense says he has to be someone we have to at least talk to or want to talk to. And, you know, we'd like to look at him for some of these things. And, you know, if he's involved, we'd love to have his cooperation.
They have spent hundreds and hundreds of hours, even post-arrest. They just didn't stop. But right now, to my knowledge, as of right now, this minute, there isn't anything that physically connects him to any other crime.
Things about these cases that are on this board that we know for a fact. And if he was involved, he'll know for a fact.
Body was found right over there.
Facts weren't the focus of Texas Killing Fields, a new movie loosely based on the crimes. But Lieutenant Hansen says if it can help generate leads, solve one or more of the murders, it's served a purpose.
And our role in this is to clear the case and give closure to the families.
Both Hansen and Taylor say they're seeking the truth. Truth for a man charged with capital murder. Truth for the families of other victims along the killing fields of I-45. A woman fluffing a red, white, and blue bow. The wind rippling across the American flag.
It's just a small token of our love and appreciation to his family and to what he's done for our country.
And a crowd waiting silently for the arrival of a soldier.
We're proud of his sacrifice. We're proud that he was able to serve his country. We know what kind of pain the family's going through. We just hope that in time that the pain will ease.
The feeling hundreds of people had, including Gary Wagner. He's a member of the Patriot Guard Riders. The group lined the streets to the Jack Brooks Regional Airport in Jefferson County. It was all to honor Private First Class David Drake. He died while serving in Afghanistan.
To me, the most important thing that we can do is to come to support the parents and the family of this young man, to let them know that we appreciate so much the sacrifice that their son made, that it was not in vain.
The small jet carrying Drake's body rolled under a cascade of water. Flags surrounded the airport fence. A flag laid over Drake's casket with his family close by. Fellow soldiers brought his body to a waiting hearse as onlookers saluted the service and sacrifice of the 22-year-old Private First Class.
The fact that we have our young people willing to give their lives for the furtherance of our way of life is it's a powerful thing, and I thought my children should experience firsthand what it costs this nation to maintain our position in the world.
Bryant Hester brought along his 3 children. He wants them to view David Drake as a role model.
To show what a true man of character really looks like and what his life was about versus the MTV culture of today. So I thought it'd be better, especially with them being so young, to show what it's like to be an American.
I just feel like my heart hurts so much for the family, for the mother specifically, because I am a mother.
Once the brief ceremony ended, the Patriot Guard Riders led the motorcade away from the airport and to Lumberton. It ended about 2 hours later at Broussard's mortuary on Major Drive in Beaumont. Flags once again surrounded Drake's body. Fellow soldiers marched in unison, a final gesture for a man who gave so much. A young man now home from the battlefield. A man relatives believe is now at peace. In Jefferson County, LINDSEY KOVACEVICH, KFDM 6 News.